as I say every single Monday morning as I'm out of frame. Hang on. Now we're in frame. 'Tis a vibe. Welcome back, nerds. It's me, your buddy, pal, Hey Archer. Welcome back to Nerdy Coffee here on Nerd Affiliated on this fine Monday morning. This is your Monday morning show where we sit back, relax. I realize I forgot to make a social media post, but it's okay. We sit back, relax, enjoy ourselves a nice cup of brew, and discuss last week. Our first one always just hits just right. I think this one's chocolate flavored too. Yeah. I have an espresso machine, so I'm usually just grabbing pods, just going at it. And today I grabbed chocolate, so I'm digging that. So as I mentioned, your weekly nerdy show. We're talking box office, last week's releases, upcoming things, nerd news, all sorts of fun stuff. So if you've got a YouTube channel, a podcast, a blog, a vlog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat, support one another, plug yo shit. I just got distracted by a bot on a bot on the old Kick, on the Kick stream. Let's see if I can is what it is there. Anyway, how are you all doing today? Welcome back to Nerdy Coffee. It's been an interesting week, I would say. You know, it's weird now that we're post the Mandalorian every week. Now that we're post Bad Batch, Picard's over. It's like there's not a lot of shows coming out, so you would assume there's not a lot to talk about. But then it's like we're gearing up for the next wave of shows, movies, etc. Hell, this weekend we had a movie come back to the theaters, and it did well. So all sorts of interesting things happen, but that's what we do here on the show. And good morning, of course, to General Kenobi, who's in the house. There we go. All right. So let me get the notepad up, and then we can proceed with what you need. So what we'll do is we'll lead off first with good old, where's the button? Last week's releases. Burr, burr, burr. And honestly, I think the only new thing last week that's worth talking about is actually a video game. Little change of pace there. We had the release of Jedi Survivor for, I believe, just next gen consoles, I want to say. It may have been out for PC as well, but I thought it was next gen. But Jedi Survivor came out, and the game plays good. From what I've seen. I've not played it yet. I'm thinking this week of actually picking this one up. Spoiler alert to my thoughts on the franchise. I was not a fan of Fallen Order. I'm not a fan of platform games, I guess is the better way to say it. I loved The Force Unleashed. I even liked The Force Unleashed 2. Cliche to say, I loved the Knights of the Old Republic. I mean, I'm an old head. That's what we grew up on. That was all the Star Wars we had. So when this game came out, the fact that you couldn't dismember people while swinging your lightsaber, and the fact that you had to, platform and get to a wall, and then it's like, oh, I can't unlock this wall. I got to turn around and go back, come back. Like, I hated all that stuff. So I played a bit of Fallen Order, and then eventually I just stopped and watched all the cinematics online just to see where the story goes. And looked good. So in this game, so far, all the reviews I've seen, they're talking about There's less platforming. You can actually turn down like the difficulty of the platforming. So I'm hoping there's a way to like decrease the difficulty of like the puzzle stuff, but like not decrease the combat. Because I want to do all the cool stuff. I want to deflect blasters and force freeze people and all that fun stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. If you're interested in watching some live streaming on this, I may do some, depending on how my day off goes. But we have Star Wars Sith on YouTube. He's been streaming it. We have LeBron Fett. He's been streaming it. So we have members of the community who have been streaming the game. So make sure to... What the heck is that? A tripod fell on my button. Make sure you follow all of them to check out the streams. Check out all that good streaming. But aside from that, we didn't really have anything new come out last week. But staying on the Star Wars train, I'll go into box office recap of last week and breaking into the top 5. Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi. Imagine that. Good morning, Henry. How you doing today, sir? I did check out your video on Austin St. John, like what the actual legalities were and how and why everything's happening. So I very, very much enjoyed that video. So yeah, last week, Super Mario Brothers, again, by the way, we have to give it its flowers here, has passed $1 billion. And let's see, it opened up at 146 million. And if we go to last week, let's see here. So even though it's doing a drop off, week to week, I mean, that's what every movie does, it still manages to hold strong and still manages to have strong days. Apparently Friday is its day. Friday plus 190%. Friday plus 129%. Friday plus 106%. So it is killing it on Fridays, apparently. But, I mean, this movie. Oh, wait, I was even reading it backwards. Week over week, it's increasing its Friday outlook to this past Friday plus 200%. Holy shit. Wow. Super Mario is killing it. It is killing it. And if you've not done so, make sure you check out the review here on Nerd Affiliated. Anthony talked about Shazam and Super Mario in the same review. Shazam with spoilers, Mario without spoilers, which is probably the first time I think Anthony has done a ramble/review and not spoiled the movie. So there you go. Henry says he is likely going to jail. That's crazy. That is crazy. Mario's a strong IP. Would you recommend it? Yeah. It's funny. Going into the movie, I did not think it was going to bomb, but I didn't think it was going to do anywhere near as close as this. Like not even, I didn't think it would do like a quarter of what it's doing now. And the funny part is Chris Pratt, even going into the movie, and as people started to get like their early reviews out, people were not loving Chris Pratt. Like they were like, yeah, he's okay. And after a while you forget it's him. But like Chris Pratt's not really like Mario. But it's the whole thing. So all the other characters in the movie, their storylines, their voice acting, and the fact that it's a short movie, people are just loving it. It's like, what, an hour and a half, maybe? Let's look it up. Super Mario runtime. 92 minutes. That's wild. You don't really get that these days. Sorry. I'm starting to figure out that my nose stuffs up in this room because the cats hang out here, and then I close the door and there's no ventilation. I'm starting to figure that out. 92-minute runtime. So people are like, oh yeah, in and out with the trailers. I'm good to go. So yeah, people are loving it. Rounding out a surprise, Evil Dead in second place. It opened up last week and held strong. Now it's at 62 million worldwide. So I tell you, it's very weird. It's like people. Oh, wow. Thanks for super chat, Henry. Let's see. Did it come up? It didn't do it again. I had. Oh, there it is.
Perfect.
Hey, it finally worked. It finally worked. Last week, I was like, the damn super chat things are not working. And now they're working again. Henry fixed it. Thank you. Evil Dead was good. There you go. There you go. And then Kenobi saying, I want to see Evil Dead. Yeah, it, you know, what I like about this, right, is here it is. And I don't know the spoilers of the movie, right? We talked about the movie last week where Sam Raimi did not do this movie. But I was like, will this movie hold up considering, as far as we know, Sam Raimi is not involved. And as far as we know, oh God, Ash, the actor that plays it, Bruce Campbell's not in it, as far as we know. And apparently it still holds up. And to my surprise, Halloween movie doing well outside of Halloween. So I do want to see this movie at some point. I'm going to, again, wait till home release. But people still want to see it. Again, opened at 24 million. It doubled that. And then you add a little sprinkling of international and it's at 62. So shout out to Evil Dead. Now, John Wick barely beat Return of the Jedi. Shout out to all the new Star Wars fans who think they're hardcore Star Wars fans and don't know the difference between Special Edition and the original trilogy. Sorry, I had to get that out there. But shout out to General Kenobi because he knew what I was talking about when I asked that question. Oh, man. Anyway, Star Wars Return of the Jedi re-released in honor of the 30th anniversary? No, 40th anniversary? Are we that freaking old already that it's 40 years? This is insane. Wow. So I was even alive for when the movie came out. Oh, my God. So Return of the Jedi re-released this weekend, $4.7 million. I want to put a poll out there. Hang on. Let's get to the YouTube real quick. I hate that I can't do a poll in my own Ecamm stream. By the way, I pinned at the top a link, and that link, what am I doing? The link is for General Kenobi's birthday stream this week. $1. So make sure you all join in on Kenobi's stream for that one. Let's see. +, start a poll. What would have performed better? Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back. You know what? Or New Hope. I'll just put Empire so nobody gets confused. Empire. Return of the Jedi. Saw your revenue, you rich. I am not rich. I wish. So yeah, I'm curious. I am curious to see, it did 4.7, but if this was Empire, would it have done over 5? If it was New Hope, would it have done over 6? Who knows? So I would have definitely beelined it to the theater if it was Empire. That I could say. This week, will I go see it? Maybe, because it's going, I think it's going to be running for the week. So I might go see it, but I'm not itching to go see it. Now, as I was talking to, and by the way, I forgot to say, good morning, Patrick. And good morning, King YouTube himself, Rolando Flores. I had to do it. I need like a button dedicated to Rolando because he's, as in case anybody doesn't know, he literally is the king of YouTube. Rolando is literally in every single live stream of every like toy hunter / nerd creator on the internet. Like he's just there. Don't know how, but he's just there. Henry says Empire's goated. It's the original Infinity Wars. Yeah. Or well, would we? Yeah, Infinity War to the end game being Return of the Jedi. Yeah. I mean, you know, I was watching a video before I came on today, and let's go. Wait. Oh, 80. For a second, I thought I said it 90. I was like, Empire did not come out in 90. What are you talking about? Where is... Oh. So, Robot Head dropped a video this morning, I believe. Yeah, 6 hours ago. Star Wars, is it dead? Now, Robot Head is full-on fandom menace, right? Like, Robot Head hates everything Disney Star Wars. And for a while, I was kind of like, you know what? I don't want to consume any more of this content. Like, I don't want to consume any more. Everything Star Wars sucks now if it's not the OT. But at the same time, what I like about Robot Head is points that he makes, he's not always wrong. There's maybe like a 0.5% like rate where he says something, and I'm like, I think you're stretching here. I'd say maybe it's like 1%, but well, I'll be like, I think you're stretching a little bit. But for the most part, he hits the nail on the head every time. And in the one he dropped today is Star Wars Dead. He actually, Henry, you would like this. He made the claim that there's a lot of fans now who actually don't even like the original trilogy. Like they are a newer Star Wars fan base who they think the OT sucks. And we knew that there was fans out there already who the prequels are their Star Wars because that's what they grew up on. Like that's what they saw in theaters in real time. So we already knew that existed. But I didn't think that was at the detriment of the OT where they're just like, oh, the OT's boring. Like Luke Skywalker's boring. Vader's boring. I didn't think that was a thing. And where I was saying, Henry, you would like this, Robot Head actually like pulls receipts, as you like to say. And there's a part where after he plugs Squarespace here, he even pulls tweets and comments. And this one here, I was never really into Star Wars until I watched Rogue One. Going in, not even realizing that it was not even realizing that it was a part of Star Wars. It got me into the whole world, and I watched the prequels, sequels, and all the live action shows and movies. I at least enjoy the main franchise. I love the setting and world building of Star Wars. The Jedi are secondary to me. They're cool, but kind of boring. I haven't been able to get myself to watch the original trilogy. It just looks so campy. So I was kind of like, wow, like I've made those comments, but for not the last parts of them, but I made those comments because I was like, Rogue One proves you can make a good Star Wars movie without it being around the Skywalker family, without being around Force users. And I like that we got to see the other side of the war, the actual war part of Star Wars, but not in any way to replace what we love of Star Wars. And he goes through the video, just, dropping. I'll put a link in the description for all of you, or in the comments here. Yeah. I love to see the proof. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, all that to say, there are a lot of people who don't like the OT. I wonder if they would have actually, I wonder if a prequel re-release will outperform Return, if Empire would have been the better movie. But something that people overlook when it comes to Empire is that George was not the director. George was only a writer on this. and it's the best movie. It's the best movie. The second trilogy is the most entertaining if you watch them as a cruel comedy. Yeah. Yeah. Empire is when ish got real. Yeah. Yeah. It was, I mean, Empire was my entry point. So when it comes to the OT, especially, I'll tell people, usually it's whatever your entry point is. That's most likely your favorite movie. But, you know, I want my Star Wars back. I hope that, you know, Visions this week is good, because Visions season 1 was great. Season 2 of Visions is this week. That spoiler to the upcoming releases segment of the show, which I guess I'll skip now. But yeah, Visions is on May the 4th. Also this week, keeping on the Star Wars train, General Kenobi's birthday stream is on the 4th, I want to say. I pinned it in the comments. I, unfortunately, though, may not be doing a May the 4th stream. Whoa. I know, because I got tickets to see Coheed and Cambria. This will be my first concert post-COVID. So I'm trying to figure out when I'll do the stream. Maybe I do it earlier on Thursday. I'm not sure. But at the moment, no 8:15 Hey Archer Live. Sad face. Anyway. Again, Star Wars. It's a Star Wars heavy week without a ton of new Star Wars. But hey, we all love Star Wars, and that's why we're here. All right, moving on. Man, time is flying today. We'll go into a nerd news. And once again, a director over at Disney was asked to leave his Star Wars project.
Boo! Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
It's just a thing. It is literally a thing. So Henry says, I did like episode 3. Don't do it. I have the high ground. Anakin's leading the younglings. Yeah. Fun fact as well. I hated episode 3. I hated every prequel movie with the exceptions of scenes in the first one. Of course, pod racing and Duel of the Fates. Episode 3, Anakin's turn, to me made 0 sense. 0 sense whatsoever. I will now be forever indebted to Dave Filoni, because due to the Clone Wars animated series and seeing everything Anakin did, when they finally say you don't get the rank of master, I was even like, go F yourself. I'm going to murder all of you. I was like, okay, this all makes sense now. But it took that to get me to like it. And now I think episode 3 is my 3rd favorite Star Wars movie, I want to say. So it went from like a least favorite to top 3 due to the Clone Wars cartoon. But we have another director again kicked out. It's not happening. And I decided, I said to myself, this is a tale as old as time at this point. And it seems like every week we're getting yet another Star Wars project either getting chopped or just like a director being kicked out. I said, how many times has this happened already? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is 18. Here on thedirect.com, Star Wars, all 18 fired and replaced directors in the Disney era. This is wild. This is absolutely the most crazy thing out there. It's sometimes I don't know how to put it into words. How much money I wish I can do a Doctor Strange and do my magic, see alternate timelines, and be able to come back and report, as Henry says, show the receipts to say and to prove how much money Disney has lost with the Star Wars franchise versus how much money they would have had if they made different decisions. And this one just wild to me. So This is 18, and this article was published. Where did I see it? I think it was November. Yeah, November 27th. So this guy's what? Maybe 19 at this point, which is wild. And then even here, the intention was to plan out the next set of movies and return to theaters in December of 2022. So we were supposed to have the newest movie last year. We haven't had a movie since 2019. That's insane. Insanity. You have the most popular single franchise. Like, because we could say maybe Marvel overall is more popular, but like the most popular single franchise in the world. And you can't get it together to put out a movie. It just won't happen. Rogue Squadron got shelved. I remember when they did that announcement. Oh, from the person who helped make the background lighting in Top Gun is doing Rogue One. It sucks. Absolutely sucks. But to me, you know, the nerd news of last week, I was just like, yeah, another one. Makes sense. Makes sense. Just to run the video loop on it. They lost a director. I already made a video about it, so I won't dive into it too much. But Hasbro doing their full-on raid on a person who got Dungeons and Dragons cards or Magic the Gathering cards too early. That was definitely the news of last week. But I think the final two things I want to cover before we wrap today's episode. I do want to watch the Twisted Metal trailer with all of you. I will do that reaction and risk the copyright strike because I just not feeling it. But the last thing that I think was a little bit noteworthy of last week. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the initial reviews are coming out. It seems like it's getting a more passable review than the second one, which is great. Love to hear that. But Gamora, Zoe, right? Saldana. Am I forgetting here? Yeah, I got it. Zoe Saldana. I doubted myself for a second. Zoe Saldana announced this week that she's done with Gamora, done with Marvel. And that's now two people in the franchise that are out. So Dave Bautista being the first one. Again, Disney fumbling the bag on this one potentially. People wanting to leave these money-making machines, it's always weird to me. I'm like, if you're doing such a great job, why are these people openly being like, I want out. Like, I'm good. I made my money. I'm out. Like, this is, to me, making Marvel movies, if I'm a Marvel actor, is free money. Like, Robert Downey being like, I'm good. Why not make more money? It confuses me. But maybe that's a poor person mentality. I'm poor, so I don't understand what it's like to be offered millions of dollars and be like, nah, I'm all set. But it's alarming to me. It's always alarming to me when I see that. But Gamora's out. Drax is out. And I want to say Chris Pratt might be done too, but I've only heard that as rumor. I'm kind of done with Chris Pratt anyway. So that's that. All right. We have finally made it to the end of the show. Like I said, I wanted to end it on Twisted Metal. I decided to check I wanted to check the Kick chat, because I know I've missed the Kick chat before. But as I check it now, I've gotten bot spammed and a nasty comment. So Kick has not been working out, dare I say. Let's close that one off. All right. So yeah, I'll hide that comment because that is definitely not safe for work. And Patrick says, episode 1 was the first Star Wars movie I watched and in theaters. So that gets my default number 1. Yeah. I could see that for sure. For sure. I have no issue with somebody saying their first movie was their favorite one. But when we talk overall trilogies, you got to say the OT trilogy. Like even a child now, if a child tells me that The Force Awakens is their favorite Star Wars movie, I'm not going to dispute that. That was your first entry. That's your jumping off point. But there's no way after watching all of them you could say that trilogy is your favorite. Impossible. So yeah. All right, Twisted Metal TV show. I thought it was a movie, but it's a straight up TV show. Let's check the trailer. I'm gonna probably pause it a couple times just so the man doesn't get me. What is it gonna be on anyway? On Peacock. All right. I'm one of the only 5 people on Earth that has Peacock, but we'll check it. Oh, sorry. No, people do watch Peacock because of wrestling. Paramount is what I was thinking of. Anyway, let's give this a watch. That's the best part of the freeze there. I initially was just like, really? We're using Got Milk references here. But once he put the CD in, I was like, oh, okay. This is going to be a period piece, we'll say. So we'll continue. Falcon apparently is the lead in this show. Indifferent towards that, but let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Okay. All right. Hope I'm wrong. I really, really hope I'm wrong here. Oh, Sweet Tooth. Whew. Wow. 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 I guess I have to, I got to watch an actual trailer. But you know what that reminded me of? Will Twisted Metal give enough for several seasons? Not sure. Music was on point. I loved the games, right? Cliche. I'm an old man. I was there when Twisted Metal 1 came out. Twisted Metal 2 comes out. You can shoot the Statue of Liberty and then it catches fire. And I was there. I loved it. But I don't know if I needed a Twisted Metal TV show. I hope I'm wrong. Should be interesting. Yeah, I'm the only one here apparently that thought that was kind of stupid. But it reminded me of that Vegas movie that what's his face did. Snyder did. Zombie man. Zack Snyder. Army of the Dead. The aesthetic of it seemed very much Army of the Dead. And I didn't mind Army of the Dead, so who knows? Yeah. I think a mistake potentially is like if Falcon here is not like an actual car from the games, like the original games, and Sweet Tooth is probably like the only like character we all really remember, if you really break it down. Like, could you fire off, 5 characters? I remember Spectre was a car. Sweet Tooth. There was the police one too, right? like Outlaw or something. Should be interesting. Zombie heist. Yeah, Army of the Dead. Yeah. What were the cars? What were I like the police one because it like lightning bolts will come out and then it will zap the cars and then pick the cars up in the air. You know, but that's the thing. This may have been a better option as a like CG show that's like TVMA, but like you need the cars jumping in the air and let me pull up freaking. Hang on here. So you have all these gameplays here, all the the endings. Yeah, roadkill. I'm gonna mute it just so I don't get freaking slammed on here, but you know, you got to have some wild stuff going on here. Yeah, shooting boomerangs, blowing cars up. Mr. Slam. This dude's got to be in it, right? Like what was his name? What was his name? Axel. Like, come on. Like, I want to know what kind of, you could blow up the Eiffel Tower in this and then like run up it, I think. So like, I want to know what kind of research went into this TV show. And are we going to get people like Axel? I feel like it was like Outlaw or something. Where are you? Yeah, you need stuff like that. Outlaw 2, yeah. There you go. Yeah, see? And then you could blow up those fan things. And then there was power-ups in there. But man, these graphics are way worse than I remember. Exactly. Axel. He had a tough backstory. Yeah. Yeah. Great game. This game was so good. I think Warthog ended up being my guy. He was slow. Oh, the Japan level. Yes. He was slow, but he had heat-seeking missiles. Yeah. Yeah, I think Warthog was my guy. Mr. Graham, was this the motorcycle guy? Yep. Yeah. Grasshopper. Wow, man, this is good. Yeah, see, so you need stuff like this to happen in the show. And I think it may have been better as a somehow animated. Thumper, man, if this ain't the most racist shit ever. Fought in the streets of LA, fought for my friends, my pride, my family. This man's Vin Diesel before Vin Diesel. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, Spectre. Spectre was good. Hang on. Now I kind of want to watch the intro.
My name is Calypso. Exactly 1 year ago on Christmas Eve, my Twisted Metal contest destroyed the City of Angels.
I think you had to fight Calypso at the end of the first one, if I remember. And then you think you killed him, but then he's kind of like, oh, I'm still here, or some shit like that. Pretty sure. Yeah.
Down below, life has come to a halt as survivors struggle to stay alive.
Calypso! Calypso, what have you done?
What have you done?
With the city awash in flame, nothing left to destroy. I face a dilemma. Where will this year's Twisted Metal contest take place? 14 of the world's best.
Patrick says, if I show this to a kid now, they would think I was born in the 70s or something. Yeah. Imagine this show, right? So imagine seeing the story, getting a refresher on the storyline, the animation we saw in the video game. Imagine getting all of that with like the animation of Aeon Flux. Remember that show on MTV? Like, or Spawn? Like those like 90s MTV animation styles. Like, even though it's outdated, but like if they did that, like a refresh of that.
Best combat drivers have already been chosen, ready to battle to the death in hopes of becoming the victor and claiming whatever prize their brave hearts desire. But where will the contest be held? Oh, the world will be my battleground. Paris, Hong Kong.
If Nerds in Hip Hop happens to watch this, this is the villain that you wrote in your story. This is the guy.
Even Antarctica. There will be no safe zones this year.
Antarctica.
No places to hide. In the next 24 hours, the entire world will know my name. They will see my beautiful work of art firsthand. No one will be safe. I promise you that. Good luck, driver. Welcome to Twisted Metal.
Yeah. They also need to have that, like, in the intro. They got to have something like that. That'd be great. What's up, EC? Good to see you. All right. That is a wrap on Nerdy Coffee for today. Before I leave, let me check that poll and see where all of you voted. Make sure I pause real quick there. Let's see. As we end the show. Wow, you guys had Return of the Jedi beating out Empire. Wow, I take the L on that one. I take an L on that one. Kenobi says, I wish they would continue the Spawn series. They needed the Angela arc and the anti-Spawn. Yes. But hey, thank you all for chilling with me on this Monday morning, enjoying a nice cup of coffee. And that's what we do here. Nerdy Coffee every Monday morning. I was about to say 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Eastern here on Nerd Affiliated. Normally, Hey Archer Live is 8:15-ish p.m. every Thursday. But this Thursday, it's probably going to be on a different day. I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to let you guys know. But best believe General Kenobi's doing his stream this week. He has to. Not only is it his birthday, but it's May the 4th. Henry says, I'm gonna have to check in more often. This was a cool stream. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat. And thank all of you for the super chats, for all of you that are members up above. Appreciate you guys. Without all of you, this wouldn't be a thing. More videos dropping. Make sure to follow on TikTok and Instagram, dropping lots of shorts and stuff over there. Get your merch at nerdaffiliated.com. Go visit Sleeping Collectibles on YouTube. Drop him a like. Buy some merch from him. Buy some merch from all your favorite collectors. And I'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace.